Those are done. Now this Texas thing. If we just trace the bitmap out like you did, it's just going to get all wobbly. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get creative. We're going to go to Safari and we're going to type in Texas silhouette, and then right down here it'll say SVG. So let's look for that. Let's search for that. Images. And then somewhere in here we can refine this with SVG files. Okay, so we need a black Texas outline. Okay, Wikipedia. There we go. Wikipedia's got one. Okay, again, that gets a little detailed there, but not down here. So it looks pretty good though. So let's take this and let's save the image. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to open it up in here. So File. God, I don't know how to do that in here yet. Okay, so I can locate it first. And I told it to put it in downloads. Texas flag. Okay, so Texas flag. Let's just grab that and drop it in there. Okay, so here's our SVG of Texas. And let's just grab that and select the whole thing. And let's command. Let's see if we can. Okay, so it's not gonna. There we go. So we just ungrouped all the colors. So let's try and fill everything with black. Perfect. Except this red up here. What is this red doing? That might be a separate. Okay, so let's click out of it and select just this one. This might be a second grouping, so Shift Control G to ungroup it again. And that didn't do a fucking thing. So that tells me it's got to be a stroke paint. So let's turn that off. Boom, there we go. Perfect. So let's move that out of the way. So we can take that and then turn it back into a group again by Control G. Okay, and now we just got to scale it down to the same size. Okay, let's lock the dimensions first. And let's just boom, boom, boom. Why is there a line right there? Okay, let's take all those and let's try something different. Let's ungroup them again. Select them all and go to Path Union, and let's see if that makes a difference. That didn't do anything. Path. let's get rid of that. Okay, that turned it into 1. So that we can just delete. So now that line's gone in that stupid line in there. Because now what I did was I unionized all those paths. So I turned it into, from separate pieces, I turned it into just one piece. The dimensions are locked, so I can just hit the corner and scale it down. That looks roughly the same size. Now, if you want to get exact, here's what I do. If you reach up here, you can grab a guide and bring it down until the guide touches. So that should be, because you know that you got to leave a little bit because of the weird pixelation. So that should be right around where right in the middle of that should be right where the real deal is. And we'll come all the way down to the bottom and do the same thing. Like right in the middle of that hazy zone should be right about where the actual picture ends. And then so we can take this one and snap it to that line. Okay, so that's snapped to the line. And we just drag this down and snap it down to that line. Boom, now it's perfectly the same height as the other one. So now we're done with that. Yeah, you see how this is working? Like one little piece at a time. You know, you just get everything done one little piece at a time. Drag it over out of the way. That way it's perfectly shaped and everything is ready to roll. And then these guides, we don't need these. So click on it until it turns red and then hit delete and it'll disappear. We don't need that again. Okay, so let's try these. Let's try these triangles. Or, well, not triangle, but. So we got a square that has a stroke around it. So what I'm going to do is select this and I'm going to turn this around to where it's, yeah, that's about right. So now I'm just going to select that corner and drag out a square. And then once I come up in here and select that, I'll be able to see these sizes, 564, 567. Okay, so let me change the color and go down the opacity so we can see how we're doing. Okay, so my corner is okay, pretty good there. And then here, let's unlock that so that we can just do this freehand. Okay. All right. So it's not, when I rotated it, I didn't rotate it perfectly. So let's just go in the middle of these two and say it's going to be 564. and then make this one 564. And then we'll lock the dimensions back up. So that should be the exact same size, right? Right. So now what we can do is we can take this, we can duplicate it. Let's change the duplicate color to a different color. And now we're going to shift and hold this, shift control and hold it, and then the middle stays the same. You see how when you do shift and control at the same time, then the center point stays the same and you can scale it. So we're just going to scale this up to this inside point, and that looks pretty darn close to perfect. Since I can't get it exact because when I rotated it, it wasn't 100% straight. So that's pretty darn close. Okay. So let's see. Now we can see that there's actually an outline around this as well. So this has got an outline around it, and then we've got another square underneath, or part of a square underneath here. So we can do this. So we can do this square, chop half of it off, yeah, or do it like a rectangle, and then this is like a triangle, which is basically a square that's been cut in half. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this one first. So I'm going to select this green one, and I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to change it to, what else we got? Let's go orange. And leaving the center in the same spot, doing the shift control again, I'm going to come down to match that triangle as close as I can. Just a touch more. Okay. Now I need to cut this bottom part of the triangle off down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this big one, I'm going to duplicate it, I'm going to move it over this way, I'm going to rotate it, until it matches. Okay, so I need to make it, whoops, I forgot to, okay, now it's big enough. Why is it doing that? This is a really long and boring video. I understand that. Okay, so we're slightly off on that end, slightly off on that end. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's just push that up in there. Get it a little closer. Okay, now what I'm going to do is while this one is selected, then I'm going to select this brown one, that matches this. Okay, then I'm going to come up to path difference, and that cut away this piece down here where the bigger one was touching this one. It cut that piece away, so this one here now is basically just a triangle. Yeah, so we're going to line that back up there. Okay, now let's see. We've also got those, so we can take that one, we can duplicate that. Do the same thing, path difference. Now that just cut away. Oh shit, did it cut away right there too? Yes, it did. Damn it. So Command Z to put it back. Yeah, see how that... Okay, so I need to get rid of some of this triangle. Just that brown one. Okay. Okay, so we should just be able to rotate that 90 and put that right in here. Okay, select that one. Path difference. Okie dokie. Why did it cut the green one as well? I didn't want the green one cut. Oh, it didn't cut the green one, sorry. I feel like an idiot. Okay, so that cut out the sections. So we're going to turn that one black again. Hang on, let's put this back up to let's put that back up to 100. Okay, so that's the black one. This one needs to be white. And 100%. So now we're going to take this one and then this one. We're going to align those up center to center. All right. So now that one's selected and that one's selected, path difference, boom. Okay, so now we're just left with this outline that matches this one. And then we've got this one here, and we're going to turn that one back to black. Okay. So this one will go underneath of the truck image, And the truck image has got this white outline around it. Yeah, you can see that. So that white outline in the truck here will cover up part of that, and we won't be able to see it.